Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're out here on the 10th hole at the Ridge, and as you can see, I've sent it a little bit long. So I'm going to show you how to play a shot that every golfer should know how to play, even though it might be one of the scariest ones. Today we're learning the flop shot. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so what is a flop shot? Well, a flop shot is one of the shots that we play where we use gravity to our advantage. And what I mean by that is it's designed for us to try and get the ball way up in the air so that it can come down and sit nice and soft. So because of this, there's a couple of things that we need to take into account. Very first thing we should look at is our lie. Obviously, depending on where you're playing, guys, you might have firmer or barer surfaces in and around the green. And if you're on one of those really tight surfaces, it's going to be much harder to try and play a flop shot than if you're on one where it's sort of sitting up a little bit. So we need to make sure that the lie is all right and the lie allows us to play this shot. At the moment with where we are here, it's sitting up quite nicely, which we're quite lucky on because it is a bit bare out this side, but we are going to be able to play it. The second thing you've got to make sure of is your club selection, guys. Obviously, like we said, we want the ball to go up in the air, so we need a club with a lot of loft. I've got my 58-degree wedge, my lob wedge here. Definitely recommend going to your lob wedge because the more loft you have on this shot, the better. The next thing we're going to look at is our actual setup. So our setup for a flop shot is a little bit different to your normal chipping. And what it's going to look like is you're going to get into this setup position with a really wide stance, much wider than your normal chip shot. During the flop shot, guys, we actually want to feel like our lower body stays nice and stable, a bit like a bunker shot. So that's why we can get that nice wide stance and lower our body just a little bit. From here, we're going to open up that club face. So we're going to get it looking like it's pointing a bit out to the right. I like getting it nice and wide open because the more we open the club face, the more loft that we create. So for a shot that we want it to go nice and high, we want more loft. We know that if that club face is pointing open to the right, that it's more likely that golf ball is going to start in that direction. So we can open up our body ever so slightly as well. And then that leads me to the ball position. Your ball position is going to be playing much more further forward in your stance. Obviously with a normal chip shot, our feet are nice and closer together and we can play a little bit more to the center. We're going to have that a little bit further forward in our stance. Final step of the setup, guys. Feel like you're keeping your weight more on your front foot, just like a bunker shot. So the swing, guys, is actually going to be a much bigger swing than your traditional chip shot. That's because we're using all this energy to get the golf ball up into the air. We want it to go nice and high and come down and sit down nice and softly. So that means if you were to take a normal chip shot in this position, you wouldn't have enough energy for it to go past the bunker here. We need to take almost like a full swing. And the only difference between this shot and your full swing is you're going to feel like you're getting your wrists active a little bit earlier. Where in our normal golf swing, we'd have our wrists much quieter through the golf swing, as you can see here in my takeaway. In the flop shot, we actually want to let our wrists break much earlier. You see how they goes from this position here to that position. Now, once you've done all this, guys, you're going to go there and you're going to take this nice big swing. Keep it nice and smooth. It's important, just like with our chipping and like our putting, guys, we accelerate through the ball, but at no point do we ever want to feel like the tempo of this golf swing gets really jabby. That's number one cause, knifing it over the back of the green. Nice big swing, but keep it nice and smooth. Gets you over the bunker, comes down landing, nice and soft. That is a shot. Alright guys, I hope those tips helped you out a little bit there and gave you a better understanding on how to go about playing a flop shot. Obviously guys, it's not the highest percentage shot play, so you don't go around and just hit flop shots from just greenside whenever you feel like willy-nilly. But if you're ever stuck behind a bunker or needing to get up and over something and stop that golf ball real quick, flop shot's going to be the shot that helps you out the most. If you like this video, guys, make sure to hit a like down below, comment down below what shot you'd like to see me show you how to play next. Trying to really engage a little bit more with you guys, and I love seeing your comments. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, get some golf in, and try playing that flop shot out on the golf course.